Well, hey, it's Dalton Grados with Grados Capital coming to you with a market update here on October 19th, 2020. As I'm making this video, the market is just about to open and we're looking green. We're looking green for the week, or to open green at least. Some things that will affect the market this week are number one, going to be Jerome Powell speaking this week on the Fed policy and stimulus. We have some earnings coming up this week. The biggest earnings report that I'm seeing for this week on Tuesday, we have Netflix and Snapchat. On Wednesday, we have Microsoft and Xilinx as well. Thursday, we have Intel. Again, focusing on these bigger tech earnings because tech is what's really moving the market. And when you think about it, tech is really, I've been trading a lot of tech because they're really the one sector that has done much better with the circumstances of the pandemic and everything like that. So we have those earnings this week. We also have our presidential debate on Thursday. So that could directly affect the markets as well. And then next week, we have big tech earnings reporting. Apple, Amazon, I believe not as big of a company, but PayPal that I'm in it right now. AMD, all reporting earnings next week. So that will be with those big companies, especially Apple and Amazon. That will be a big mover in the market. So I am looking bullish on the market, and here is my speculation for the next few weeks and leading up to the election. Because remember, 2 weeks from tomorrow, so the election's on Tuesday, November 3rd, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow is election day. So this is it. This is the big run up here. So I'm predicting, and again, this is speculation. You can choose to listen to me or not. I'm willing to be wrong on this. You should never speculate the market. If you were to ask me what I think will happen in the market tomorrow, truthfully, I would say, I don't know. And I don't care because I'm going to play the market as it is. But here is my speculation for what it's worth. Leading up to the election, I think that the markets will trend upward just because historically that's what they do. Anytime there's an election, no matter who is running, no matter how polarized the election is, leading up to election day, markets tend to trend up. Gas prices go down for some reason. All of a sudden, it's like nicer weather outside. It seems like, it just seems like, right before the election, things start getting better. And then after the election, regardless of who wins, I think that the market will take a dip just because all of that hype will be priced in. I believe the markets might be pricing in a Biden win just because that's what the polls say. I personally don't believe those polls are correct. I'll get more on that in a minute, but if that's what the major media is putting out, then the markets are probably pricing in a Biden win. But regardless of who wins, I think we'll see a dip and then a trend up after the election following into 2020, I believe, but for two different reasons. I think if Trump wins, the markets will trend up after his win and into 2021 because he'll be working on actually getting the economy better. If Biden wins, I think the markets will still trend up, but for a different reason. Because he will be allowing more debt and more borrowing and more government spending and more easy money for the markets to take advantage of. So one is maybe not as healthy for the economy as the other, but still, regardless, the markets will trend up in both of those scenarios. Now, as far as the election, again, for what it's worth, you could disagree with my opinion, but I think that Trump will win this election by a large margin. The Democrats are certainly going to try to fraud their way into winning the election, but I think they're going to have to commit. They're going to have to get away with millions of votes of fraud in order to win this election. And you're going to see this and you're going to say, oh, well, he likes Trump. Of course he'll say that. I'm just stepping outside of myself for a second and let's just be open-minded here and just look at what's going on. Look at the numbers. The amount of Trump support. I actually happen to live in an area that is very key to the election. It could actually swing this whole election, is the area I live in. And no joke, there's got to be 100 Trump signs for every one Biden sign you see. We had one of the biggest boat rallies in the entire country. You see in Miami, cities like Miami, which typically lean left, having 30,000 people showing up for a car rally for Trump. When you look at Biden's rally, okay, if it was, of course you're going to say, I like Trump, I'm biased. But look, if it was Bernie Sanders, I would give it to you. I would say, it looks like Bernie might have this one. And I would be honest about that, even though I don't like Bernie. Because Bernie, he was able to rally a lot of support. He had a movement behind him. You're not seeing that with Biden. Okay, even if you're the most leftist person watching this, just Google Biden rally. It's not looking too good, okay, compared to Googling Trump rally. So I think the polls, whatever they're saying, it's just media being put out to boost, because psychologically what happens is you want to support the person that's in the lead, the person that's winning. So if you think Biden's winning, so that they're playing with the psychology of masses there, but I think they're really not looking good for Biden. Just with the amount of support you see. There was a huge march the other day, over the weekend in Beverly Hills for Trump, and a massive amount of people supporting. So I think there's never been in history a bigger disconnect between the major media and the mass population in general. You see these things throughout history. It could be any other time in history. You could point to an example. There's a vocal minority, and in this case, they're a very, very loud vocal minority, and then there's a silent majority. That's just my speculation. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm willing to be wrong on this. I'm willing to be wrong. If Biden wins, I'll say, okay, well, I was wrong, and I wish him well. I hope his tax policies don't pass, but I wish, I genuinely wish him well. I hope he has good advisors around him if we get President Biden, and I hope he does well for the country. I certainly wouldn't wish death upon him, like you've seen from the Saturday Night Live skits that have been airing, which has really been a shame. I don't care who the president is, how much you like them, or you don't want to wish death upon them, especially on a major TV network. But anyway, so that's my predictions for the market. Again, for this week, for trading, watching big tech earnings, election, and stimulus news. So the market wants a new stimulus. There's been so much back and forth between Trump and Pelosi and the Republicans in the Senate and Pelosi and it's so all of that crazy stuff happening. But in general, I think before the election, they're going to do everything they possibly can to pump these markets up. So that's what I'm seeing. You could feel free to agree, disagree with me. I like to speak like I am right and listen like I am wrong. So, I'm totally open here. If you have different opinions, let me know in the comments. Let's keep it, as long as keep it civil and have a good, intelligent discussion here. So, yes, watching big tech. What's been working for me trading is really just buying more time on my contracts. I told you that October would be a volatile month. Historically, October is a volatile month, even when it's not an election year. So I've been buying extra time on my contracts for options trading, and that's been working out for me. If I just hold those contracts, even if they're 60% down, if they've got 3 weeks left on them, I'm just going to hold them out, and they've been turning profit for me. So just riding the volatility, riding through it, and getting that extra time and safety on your contracts, that's what's been working for me. Anyway, this was a longer one, but I hope you appreciate it. And like, comment, subscribe. And even if you agree, disagree with me, let me know in the comments. And don't forget, if you are looking for a Discord group, a community where you can learn how to trade. You can learn more about options trading. You can get alerts that produce big profits, and you can have a community to chat with and bounce ideas off of. You can join the Trading Alphas, which is the community I'm a part of, for just $1 your first month. The link will be in the description. Yes, it's an affiliate link. That's capitalism, baby. I do not apologize for that. But look, $1 for a month. So you can try the group out for a month. You have nothing to lose. That's what I did. I joined for $1 because I was like, okay, well, might as well. It's $1. And ended up really enjoying it. Ended up really learning a lot. And I've made, even though I pay a full monthly membership now, the alerts pay for it tenfold. So it's a really great group to be a part of if you're interested in digging deeper into options trading. Anyway, I'm done. Hopefully this video wasn't too long for you. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Subscribe. Thanks.